Only the university, 中原大学. Okay. Do you know that university, it was started by a couple from the States. There were two Americans. They came to Taiwan to build schools and churches. And they tried to build a school, but there were some problems with the government. So, 中原大学有两位人，他们是美国人 ，OK， 他们有跟台北有问题，因为他们大学都不可以教那个基督徒的问题 ，OK，they couldn't teach about Christ, about the Bible. So they started a new school. So in Zhongli, if you go outside, you know Dayuan. Do you know the high-speed rail in Gaotie? The high-speed rail in Zhongli. You know where that is? Okay. So there's Zhongli, high-speed rail, right? In the middle, there's another school, Shende Jidu Shuiyan. Okay. That's where I came when I first came to Taiwan. That's where I started to teach. Okay. So. Good question. All right? You all have to ask questions too. You have to try.
Go ahead, ask.
试试看，都可以问。
Go ahead. Even stupid questions, right?
Yeah, there are no stupid questions, right? 都可以问。Go ahead. Put your hand up. So, yeah. So, go ahead. Well, if nobody does this, then I have to say, this. Okay, good. If nobody does this, then it's yeah. Okay, try. Okay. When will I go back to Canada? Another good question. Probably I won't. I have lived in Taiwan for a long time, and my parents live in Taiwan. It's just too expensive, too much money for me to take my family and go back to Canada. And I don't want to live in Canada. We want to stay in Taiwan. So maybe when my children are much older, I will take a holiday in Canada, but yeah, I will never move back there. But I miss the snow. In Taiwan, you just don't have snow. If you go up in the mountains, sometimes there's a little bit of snow. But in Canada, snow, right? How do you say snow? Snow. It's like rain, but it's cold, it's white. Good. Okay. In Canada, we have a lot. We can build people with it, we can throw it, we have a lot of fun. In Taiwan, yeah. So, okay, but good question. Okay. More questions.
How long have you been in Taiwan?
Very good question. How long have I been in Taiwan? I have been here for 16 years. 16, yeah. So, now this is an important idea. A lot of you think you don't know the words, but when did I come to Taiwan? How long have I been in Taiwan? What time did I come to Taiwan? You don't need the right word. You need to use the words that you know. Any question you can ask in different ways, okay? So, I came to Taiwan 16 years ago. That's when I started teaching at Shende Jidu Shuiyan. So, I have learned a lot about how Taiwanese people speak in English. That's why I know the Taiwan ABC, the A, B, C, D, E, F, U, G, Q. That, yeah. I have a lot of students who have this problem. That's why I start here. The first lesson is this, because I know a lot of people have that problem. Okay, so good question. Next.
Since nobody asked.
Yeah,
so,
nobody else is going to ask.
Since nobody asked, I just go ahead.
Mm.
What was the first culture shock
Mm.
when you were in Taiwan?
Culture shock. That's a very good idea. Good question. Okay. Culture shock. All right. Culture. When we talk about culture, it's, you know, your art, music, painting, stuff like that. It's language, how you talk. It's food, clothes. Culture is what makes you Taiwanese. Okay? And shock is when you go to a different culture and it's very, very big, a very big change. Okay? So, you know, like a shock, if I stick my finger into the electrical outlet and right? Shock. So that's the idea. So for me, I didn't really have a big problem when I came to Taiwan. I thought I would. When I came here, I thought, okay, there are some problems. One, people, mountain, people, sea. Right? Taiwan is tiny. How many people live in Taiwan? Taiwan 有多少人? Right? Okay, this was a couple years ago, but still, it's about there. Okay? Canada? About. Okay? But, if this is Canada, here. See, I study language, I don't study art, so my drawing is really bad. Let's see, this is Alaska and something like this, right? So, yeah, we don't worry about them. That's not Canada, that's not Canada. So, Canada, right? You know we have some really big lakes. There's a big one here, and then another one here, and here, and then here. Okay, there's some big lakes. You know, lake, all right? Taiwan could go in the lake. Okay? Taiwan, this many people. Canada. Okay? So, when I came to Taiwan, I thought that would be a problem. I lived on a farm in Canada. And in Canada, most of the people live here. Okay? About 90% of the people live here. North of that, there's nothing. All of this is 10%. So that's about 2 million people. All right? And I lived here. So where I lived, there were not a lot of people. And then I came to Taiwan, right? I thought there would be a big problem. But I have a lot of students, they ask me how tall I am. Right? With how, we can ask a lot of questions. How long, how many, how tall, how old, how tall, right? So, how tall am I? Yeah, I never check. Do you know how tall you are? How tall are you? Do you know? I think we're about the same, yeah? Maybe? In, yeah? Yeah. Okay, it doesn't really matter. In Taiwan, I'm tall enough. In Canada, I'm short. In Canada, if there's other people, they're taller than me. But in Taiwan, people are just short enough. If I go to Taipei, I can see. That's what matters. I'm not really tall, but tall enough. So this problem wasn't really a problem. So I thought it would be, but not really. Also, tofu. Tofu 也是很大的 culture 的问题。因为加拿大我们有听过台湾，每个人他们会吃豆腐 right? Everybody eats tofu in Taiwan. But in Canada, do you know what tofu is? In Canada, when people eat tofu, those people are a little bit strange, right? The cow is my friend. Don't eat the cow, right? Poor cow. 但是我的好朋友不可以吃那个牛 right? That's those people, 他们会吃豆腐 they eat tofu. But normal people, we eat meat. 我们都会吃肉 okay? 所以加拿大他们的意思是豆腐跟肉不一样。如果你有特别的问题，可以吃豆腐。如果你觉得肉是不好，可以吃豆腐。可是有的人我们都说吃肉，所以不用吃豆腐。为什么要吃豆腐？豆腐是给那个动物吃的 right? That's how we think in Canada. 你了解吗？ I know my Chinese isn't really great, but do you understand?
I have a question. So you mean in Canada, the people who don't eat beef eat tofu, or in Canada, tofu is the food for cow?
Both.
Both. Oh, okay.
That's how we think. That's how people think. All right? We think tofu. It's bean. It's vegetable. It's for animals. Right? We eat meat. We can eat vegetable too, but if a carrot, 红萝卜，如果他会说我是肉，吃我，不行 right? That's not meat. 所以豆腐，它是我是肉，我可以不吃 right? Tofu is not meat, but that's how we feel in Canada. When I came to Taiwan, I understood it's different. Taiwan, 你们不是有肉还是有豆腐，他们不可以放一起 right? In Taiwan, 肉跟豆腐可以吃，都可以吃 right? You can eat everything. You can eat it together. You can put tofu on pizza. Yeah. You can put anything on pizza in Taiwan. Right?
You cannot in Canada?
Oh, no. No. So in Taiwan, I thought the tofu would be a problem for me, but it's not. So I didn't have a lot of culture shock because I thought there would be problems. When I was living in Canada, before I came to Taiwan, I thought, this is a problem, this is a problem. But they're all no problem. So it's a good question. If you go to another country, you do have to be careful. Sometimes it's very different. If you go to England, bring your own food. Alright? 如果你要去英国, if you go to England, bring your own food. 了解我的意思吗?
Why?
You guys understand? 如果你要去英国，你要带你自己的食物 alright? Because the food there it's different. Very, very different. Not that, it's usually too salty, 太咸的, and too greasy, 太油, alright? Too much grease. A lot of people can't eat it. I had a friend, one of my students, she went to England to study fashion, like to study, clothes. And she went to England to study clothes, but what she did there, she started a business, okay? She started a business selling Taiwanese food to the other students because none of the Taiwan students could eat the food there. So that's culture shock, when things are too different and you just can't handle it. Okay? If you go to Canada, the food is okay. But if you go to England, Okay? Good. Now all of you still have to ask questions. 一定要问问题. Okay? Try. 试试看. Remember, you don't need exactly the right words. When did I come to Taiwan? How long have I been in Taiwan? What time? 都可以问，都是一样的意思。所以，如果有一个字你忘记，有一个字你不知道，没问题。Okay, 试试看. Try anyways. So,
What kind of place do you like in the world?
what kind of place do I like? You mean in Taiwan? Or in the world? Okay. What places do I like in the world? I really like Taiwan. Taiwan is my favorite place. I have been to Europe, okay? You know Europe? Also, right? I've been to France. France? 法国. I've been to Germany. Germany? 德国. Alright, I've been to Italy. Italy, yeah. I've been here a little bit, but not a whole lot. I don't like it there, right?